Look, these are the style of romantic style of Shahrukh, and in the every artist, every cricketers, and in the same way, every writer has their own speciality, their style, and their style become the popular. And here in this, D.H. Lawrence was popular, or we can say that controversial. Somehow he was popular as a writer among the young generation. Another side, he was somehow we can say that, my dear friends, he was controversial during of his time due to his theme or his thematic analysis of his literary work of art. We discuss the whole of his work briefly, outline of the story of, and then you easily find out that. And most of the theme of his novel, he is a novelist of physical passion. There were instincts, friends. We study in that paper 5, humor. Each every body has a particular liquid, blood, yellow bite, black bite, and these are the in our Ayurvedas. We discuss about it that, my dear friends. In our Ayurvedas, there are the, we can say Gujarati, we can say Pakruti, Vat Pakruti, Vayu Pakruti, Tamas Pakruti, and these are there. In the same way, there was a particular instincts, the natural instinct. Kudrati avego. Natural instinct means hunger. You want or don't want. The hunger was created. Bhooख lage, એટલે લાગે. તમે ઈચ્છો કે ના ઈચ્છો. Sleep. It was a natural instinct. કુદરતી આવે છે. તમે ગમે તે એક દિવસ, બીજો દિવસ, ગમે તેટલો ટ્રાય કરો. That was and then we automatically look at. That was automatically we can shut down of our eyes. It was natural hunger. There was a thirst. In the sex is a physically, even that those are the sadhus, we know about the scandal of the sadhu, because it was a natural instinct. Sex is a natural instinct. It's automatically, that was required according to your grown up, your age. It was one kind of natural instinct, kudrati ayush. Here he can write about the physical passion and animalism. Just we know about that man. Sorry friends, by that those are the, don't worry about that. It was a literary topic, that's why I discuss about the sex. But you know about that because in our culture we cannot openly discuss about the sex, because we belong to our tradition, our culture. It was not a matter we can discuss openly. But in the foreign we know about that. Even the foreign are the broad-minded peoples. Even they about that, because animals have no have shame, no have tradition. Animal openly you have to do. Sorry, but openly we watch about them, openly enjoy their physical intercourse. They have not, but man can never openly do that kind of activity. He know about that. He live in the society. He was a social animal. But D.H. Lawrence wrote in his novel about this physical passion. We can say exposure. Physical body's exposure, body's relationship, and that animalism. The animal. Just from animal, it is called the animalism. That was kind of a description he is doing in the novel of his dad. And his famous novel, and the center theme in one line, we can say about that whatever D.H. Lawrence himself says in the preface of one of his books. In the preface of one of his novels, he can say that about that the center theme of all my novels are the sex is my religion. Sex is my religion, dharma. Sex is maro dharma. And the theme of his novel, and generally we can say that the theme of his novel, mostly that's what we can here say about that. The theme of his novel, he wrote somewhere. He can say that my great religion is belief in blood, the flesh, as being wiser than the intellectual or than intellect. Okay, friend, I try to analysis or make the clarification of these two lines. What he want to say there? D.H. Lawrence himself wrote. He can what say that my greatest religion, maro sauthi moto dharma kyo છે, dear friend, is belief in blood. We know about the God, superpower, supreme power, and the law, natural law. These are the words of the Vidya. Who has watched the God? Who has experienced the God? કોને ભગવાન જોયા? ક્યાં ભગવાન દેખાય છે? beauty of the body, strength of the body, that was seen. એ તો દેખાય છે. એટલે કે I believe in blood. I do not believe in any other kind of the religion or Christianity or any other religious point, but I believe in the blood. Blood means our body. Then second he can say that flesh એટલે mass, નસો, અને આ પછી mass કહે છે ઇંગ્લિશમાં flesh કહેવાય. A flesh ends being wiser than the intellectual. હું આનું વર્ણન કરીને બુદ્ધિ, there was think about a philosophy. God is a great, or everywhere, spread is everywhere. We believe in the God, do not do anything wrong kind of thing. That was a philosophical thing. I do not want to believe in the intellectual, but I want to be wiser than intellectual because I have the interested in blood and flesh. I have interest in the body, not inner parts of that, or not in inner philosophy of that. He himself wrote about that. Now friends, we discuss about one of the we can discuss about here he contributed that, and one fellow can say that, and that's his among that his last novel, The Lady Chatterley's Lover. The Lady Chatterley's Lover is the most controversial novel of that. Even that those are the Asian continental countries, but number of the other countries, I think the more than 60s of the country, they prohibited on the publication of that novel, The Lady Chatterley's Lovers, because in this novel he minutely or in details, just like a pornographic literature, he was, we can say, the greatest among the novelists. Even that he was in a pornographic literature where he can minutely describe the sexual intercourse and sexual relation between the man and woman. He can expose the over limit of the sex, just like a cheap magazine who can express about that kind of writing. This kind of expression in this novel, The Lady Chatterley's Lovers. And in this novel, friend, and that's why even India in 1960, or we can say 90 up to the 1960s, there was a ban, Patibandh Hato, in the publication of this novel. Not India, there are a number of the other countries, friends, due to the overexposure of the physical relationship. Overexposure, વધારે પડતું સેક્સનું વર્ણન કરી દીધું અંદર, ઝીણું, and there એના કારણે there was a number of the country ban, પ્રતિબંધ મૂક્યો હતો એના. Now we can discuss a brief thematic center or thematic ideology in one or two lines of his novels. The first one, his novel is The White Peacock. The White Peacock is published in, the first novel, his novel is The White Peacock. It published in, I have to write down here, 1911. He began his literary career as a novelist. I have to say about that, he can also write some of the poem, English review, the books, and even also discuss about that. Even that his poetic or artistic quality, we find out that his poetic quality in this novel, White Peacock also. And The White Peacock is a story of unhappy human relationship set in area he knows so well. Because most of the friends here can know about that. Those are the most of the novelists, even that R.K. Narayan and any other novelist we can discuss about that. Mostly their first novel has a lot of autobiographical element. Gradually he will become the mature as a novelist, as a writer. Automatically he can change. He can in the initial production of literary work, mostly he was subjective. Then you have to study now. You have to know about the two words, subjective poetry and objective poetry. So in the beginning of the stage or initial stage, most of the writers, they are subjective, and gradually they make the balance. Whenever they become the mature novelist, they make the balance between the subjective and objective element in their literary works. Here in The White Peacock, there was an unhappy relation between man and woman of the area which he know very well. Surrounding the area, which area belong to the Eastwood, Nottinghamshire. In this area, he knows about his area. He can portray the picture of the man-woman relationship, an unhappy man-woman relationship, as he knew. Second, The Trespasser was followed by the largely autobiographical sons lovers. Here trespasser વટે મારવું. Trespasser રસ્તો હોય ને પસાર થતા હોય એને શું કહેવાય? Trespasser કહેવામાં આવે છે. And he is I mentioned that the selfish giant. The short story Oscar Wilde was famous selfish giant. The short story he said that the trespasser will be a trespasser should be prohibited. That was and the trespasser એટલે વટે મારવું, પગદારીઓ, બરાબર કે payment you can use the word there. The trespasser here you can autobiography element. Then his most popular and most rich character figure is fame and reputation as a greatest novelist. And that novelist, dear friends, Sons and Lovers. That novelist, dear friends, Sons and Lovers. Remember that friend, the Sons and Lover is in your syllabus. In your syllabus in paper 9, American literature. You study David Lawrence